Flooding is a big part of the climate emergency. We'd like to share our Scottish flooding story from our John Muir Award experiences at our school. But first, a short introduction to the place we call Bats Wood. In 2016, Buckhaven High School in Fife was demolished and Leavenmouth Academy was built. The old high school became a piece of made-up land planted with grass. In 2017, we started a forest and we called it Bats Wood, and we've been busy there ever since.
We planted thousands of trees for the forest and 200 fruit trees for the orchards.
The construction work had disturbed the land. Now the lowest part of Bats Wood was a massive puddle, all winter and worse every year. Trees can't live in flooding like that, and we watched 4 large trees drown. We did try to save them by digging ditches to take the water away, but it was too little and too late. But we kept to our plan. We dug hollows to hold the water and drains to take the water away. We got some pipes and tried to take the water out with them. After a few weeks we had a good drain, and we watched the water flowing away into the academy.
Then we found the frog spawn.
Maybe it wasn't such a good idea to take the water away. If all the water went away, the tadpoles would die too. So we built a dam at the end of the drain to keep the water for the tadpoles. But now the trees were in danger again. Did we want trees or tadpoles?
Sometimes we thought trees, sometimes we thought tadpoles. But when we thought both, we hatched a strategy to deal with dilemmas, to stay with the trouble and to think post-human beaver thoughts. We built ditches that went nowhere. We built dams that leaked because beaver dams leak. We disturb for diversity. We are beavers when Bats Wood needs beaver work.
Beavers without rivers are strange beavers indeed. To slow the water down, we made terraces like contours. This irrigates the trees in the dry parts and prevents them from drowning in the marshy parts.
We learned that sometimes to stop bad floods, we must create more floods. The paradoxical nature of solving flooding with more flooding becomes easier to understand when we think about sharing the flood, rather than sending it down to someone unlucky below.
We had other thoughts about flooding too. The soil is heavy and doesn't hold much water. We noticed how few earthworms there were.
So we built a wormery and learned about the different worms. We're looking after the worms that make the food that the bigger earthworms eat. We hope to have millions of proper earthworms here, but it's going to take a while. So we keep adding and composting. We are composting for complexity and disturbing nature for diversity and much, much more.
We've thought about protecting by disturbing, by becoming beavers and worm farmers, but we are not beavers, we are make-believers. On made-up land, we make up nature, not by imagination or construction, but by disturbance. It was the disturbance of an industrial demolition that made the made-up land, and we are part of that industrial process. We are disturbers, and the land needs careful and well-chosen disturbances to nurture this land towards some new, healthier biodiversity.
But this is not the end of the story. There are larger disturbances yet to come. A huge housing estate is going to be built on the west side of Bats Wood. There will be a new primary school and 1,650 new houses. Next year, plans will be put in place for urban drainage, and we hope that it is sufficiently beaver-like to ensure that there is a wetland for wildlife and not just a big pipe sending all the water away. We would like to see a slow drainage system that copies the work of beavers and helps to combat the effects of climate change.
This story is a part of an ongoing John Muir Award programme. It shows how we engage with the water and biodiversity in Bats Wood. Thanks for watching this video. It was written by Duncan Zool and read by Sonny Anderson, Bethany Downs, Katie Goodwin, Rhiannon Grant, Kieran MacDonald, Robert O'Brien and Jaden Taylor at Leavenmouth Academy in January 2021.